This is episode 88 of the PN88 podcast with PN88 and Mr. P.
Hello, Panty Nectar.
I am excited today to talk to you guys about kinks. I was actually scrolling through the Discord a little bit, and we have a kink/toy channel. And as I was reading through it, I was just thinking to myself, wow, there's so many kinks out there, different kind of kinks that I've done just in the last few days for people as far as customs and like really niche type videos. So I thought, what better way to open up today's discussion than to talk about kinks, because everyone has them. Some people have different, kind of boundaries and kinks than others. But overall, it's a very open world. That's one thing, like some of my friends that I they ask me questions sometimes because they're very curious. Yeah. And they just like don't even believe some of the stuff that they're like, straight dudes stroke together. And I'm like, yeah, they do on, Discord. There's a ton of things that go down. As I was scrolling just now through the Kinks channel, there was a few consecutive ones that were the same that were breeding kinks, actually. Breeding kink is a big kink. We have I feel like when we talk about breeding, it's like hot. That's definitely like a hot thing to talk about.
I think that kind of touches like on the primal instinct of fucking all humans.
Yeah.
So it just any way you put it, as you talk about it, people get really excited when you talk about breeding.
Yeah. It's like especially legs open, when your legs are just like wide open. You're like, I'm going to breed you.
Yeah.
Like, that's right. Breed me.
Like, I like having you on your back, fucking legs spread wide, and me right in between you.
I always know it's game time when he like rolls over to me and he's like, open your legs. So I'm like, yes, sir, you got it. They fucking come wide open. So breeding kink is definitely one of, ours, I think. I would love to hear, we're live right now on OnlyFans and on X. So if you guys have a kink, please put it in the comments. I would love, love, love to hear what you guys have as some kinks. Some other random ones. I did a custom recently for a guy that was like into like a mommy kink. And so I was like talking to him like a mommy. That one was kind of a lot of my customs. I enjoy like role playing and almost like getting out of my comfort zone a little bit, and exploring things and like getting to act them out is kind of fun. So that was a really fun custom to do. I'm trying to. Do you have any specific customs, kinks, or?
I think one that really gets people good. Well, I'll just name a few off the top of my head. Not necessarily some that I am into some, but just some big kinks. P kink, right? Like people are so into the P kink.
People ask me, they're like, do you really enjoy those videos, or do you just like, you just make them for us? I'm like, no, I love making them. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
There's a feeling about being nude that's really nice. Nudism, I think, is kind of a fun, us living in Florida for a little bit, going to Hollover all the time, Hollover Nude Beach, beautiful beach, incredible people. And we sit on the old people side too, lots of hanging dicks and hanging balls all around. But that, I think, like, it feels so good to be in your like most natural state. And I think peeing kind of emphasizes on that, because most of the time it's when I'm outside, like sunbathing or something, and I'm like, oh, I have to pee. So I'll just put the phone up and record it. Someone the other day, they're like, why do you have a hat on? I had like nothing else but a hat.
It's fucking bright out here.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I was sunbathing. But that's usually when I do them, because one, I get to be nude while I do it and be outside. And
you're already out there.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Hollover definitely brought out some. It was so awesome going to Hollover when, I know we've discussed like the first time we went, and it was like you get out there, and we got out there in the morning, and there was really I mean, there might have been a few people out there.
There was like 2 old people, and I remember being like, we got to go sit over there.
Over there, yeah. Because we got out there early, like, I don't know what time Hall Over opened, maybe 7 or something. We didn't get out there much later than that. It was probably in between 7
Because we went to the wrong part first. Do you remember that?
Yes.
We went to some beach in Miami. I walked out there with just a cover up on, no bikini, and I was like, yeah, I think we're in the wrong spot. There's no nude people in sight.
Texans don't know how to do Hall Over. Right? You just get naked somewhere, right?
Somewhere.
But when we got out there, and there was really not a lot of people at all, just a few people out there, and we're like, shit, I guess we just take off our clothes, and it just felt so wrong.
It felt so wrong,
right?
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like I might get arrested doing this wrong type thing, not like I'm fucking embarrassed because there's not even anyone out there. It's
no,
just like,
it literally felt wrong.
Yeah, like so then after a while, like once you're there, and then you go swim and you come out and you go to Hall Over again, and you take your clothes off and you go swim again, and you get out of the water, and there's nothing. You would traditionally, I guess, wear a bikini, as most women would, but like guys, like we have on fucking shorts and shit, and it's so wet when you get out, and the salt water is all sticky, and your shorts are just. Itchy. But not at Hall Over. You get out at Hall Over, I guess, in any nude beach, you're going skinny dipping or whatever, and like you get out and it's just fresh air.
Yeah,
and you dry off so quickly. And now, like when I get out of water, it feels so wrong. Like having clothes on and shit, and it's just like, gosh, I want to be walking around with these freaking wet clothes.
Well, and we actually lived in Fort Lauderdale, so we would travel down towards Miami to go to Hall Over. So days that we couldn't travel to go down to Hall Over, and we had to go to the Fort Lauderdale beach, we were this is fucking terrible.
Like, this sucks.
There is some, it's even prettier over in Hall Over. Like the Florida beaches, most of them are insanely beautiful, but like even the beach down in Hall Over was like, maybe it's just all the naked good vibes that I don't know, come up from all the water and the sand. It's just beautiful. It's so beautiful there.
Yeah, well, Hall Over, it's what they call it, Hall Over Beach Park or something. And the nude beach is just a small portion of or a portion of that.
Right.
Hall Over is bigger than just the nude beach. They have like that running trail that goes through, and it's real wide on the lighthouse up there. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to figure out where to go, if you're looking for the nude beach, just find the lighthouse. What
are the stands? What color are they? They're pink.
Yeah, the guard
stands.
Yeah. But so Hall Over is quite large, but the nude beach is what Hall Over is known for. But the beach section of it, the whole area is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the beach, the sand is so wide right there. And it just stretches for a long ways, going up towards the hotels and the condos where the Ritz-Carlton is, and north right there.
Yeah.
And then toward the south, it goes towards the inlet, and it's just shit ton of beach, and it's great. It's fucking
We
beautiful.
ended up, didn't we? Oh my God, we need to put a clip of this. Didn't we end up, we were looking, there was a airplane crash at Hall Over, and we were like, oh, let's look it up and try to find it. We came across a video from years back of a different airplane crash that had Chet in it.
Yeah.
We were like, is that Chet? Okay, so we end up going to the nude beach. We don't realize that apparently like the culture to the nude beaches, the more northern side of the Hall Over nude beaches, like the younger, more like outgoing people. And then as you get south towards Miami, the last part of the nude beach is it's old people. That's all there is out there. Old people. Lots of old people.
Yeah.
But Flamingo Steve, which I know you guys have heard us talk about him before. And if you're new to the podcast, Flamingo Steve was like the mayor of Hall Over Nude Beach. People would bring him driftwood that they would find because they knew that Steve would do something with it. He would always like do something up where we were all sitting. He was really amazing. And then Chet, his friend that we met, was the bird whisperer.
Yeah.
The birds would follow him. And I know you've said this before on the podcast, but they would follow him from the parking lot where he would park all the way over to the nude beach because all the birds knew that they were about to get fed. Yeah. The pigeon whisperer.
Yeah. And that was a long way. I mean, he probably walked, I don't know, like half a mile or something.
It was a good little walk.
And like you just see, here comes Chet and the fucking birds, and then he'd sit down, and all the birds would be around him. He'd just start
They
throwing
loved
food
him.
and stuff, and
They loved him.
yeah, hang out there all day. That's what
How
they did.
incredible. We met so many awesome people at our time in the nude beach. Lots of older couples. I don't even remember some of their names, but I know we met quite a few people via Flamingo Steve and Chet and their circle. Lots of people that were just down for, you know, a little bit of time. And we met that one couple that, where were they? Thick accent, you remember? Younger. They weren't an old couple. They had great bodies still. They were, I think you went and talked to them.
Oh. They were from Argentina or somewhere.
Right. Yeah. They were real cool. We met those people out there. We met, what was the girl's name that got slapped with a dick?
I don't know, but I think.
Oh, I don't remember her name, but she was hilarious. We just met her. Sometimes you would get like some characters at the hall over, and I remember
Just
like
strolling through.
I remember Flamingo Steve. He had this pocket camera that he would keep on him, and he'd go get like the film developed every now and then. And he would like. There were like 3 or 4 400-pound girls there one day, and he's like out there taking pictures with them.
Yeah.
They are like not
about
of
that.
them.
Yeah.
He's not a creep.
He's with them.
He straight up goes and is just like, can I get a picture with you guys? And like he's taking pictures. You could tell that guy like his one mission in life was to live a life that he loved, and he always went out to the nude beach. He was tan as fuck, never put sunscreen on. He had his dick pierced.
Yeah.
What is that called? Jacob's?
I don't know
or is the Jacob's ladder all the way up or something?
I don't know the dick piercing.
Oh, can you have sex with a dick piercing still?
I guess.
Oh, but what happens?
I don't know. I'd be worried that shit get ripped off.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to hear if someone's listening that has had or has their dick pierced. The question about that, is it possible still?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be.
But wouldn't you be worried?
I don't have my dick pierced, so I'm not worried about anything.
I'd be worried. I'd be worried that it like catch something and freaking.
I could tell you, I mean, nothing against anybody who has their dick pierced, but no one's getting close to my dick with a needle and me knowing about it.
You remember Flamingo Steve when we went to take a picture? He's like, "You can put your finger in it." I'm like, "Fuck no! You better keep that shit to your." Yeah, she with her big old fake nails too.
Was her name Brittany or started with a B?
Gosh, I don't even remember.
She is wild. Yeah, she was the one who got dick slapped and got a black eye.
She was just there like visiting or something. She was staying in some sketchy ass hotel, not in Miami, but somewhere over there by north of Miami. Remember?
Like Dania Beach or something?
Is that what that Hollywood, I think,
Hollywood?
is where she was staying. Yeah. And she was like at a sex party or something the night before, had met these people and we're going out with them, and ended up meeting this guy, and he slapped her with his dick, left a bruise and shit.
She was all about it though. She was like excited.
Yeah. She was like, his dick was huge.
Yeah.
He slapped me with it.
Yeah, she's like, he slapped me with it.
That was great. All over. I just like miss those days so much. Like just sunshine and beach and tan and good people. That was such a good time.
You know, the amazing part about South Florida is that it is amazing. The weather is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the beaches, the nature is beautiful there. Good food. You know, people are. There's a lot of healthy people there. I mean, I'm sure you can find some unhealthy people anywhere, of course, but there's definitely a part of society that definitely likes to stay healthy down there. The bad part about South Florida is that it's so amazing that everyone wants to be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so from a pure selfish standpoint, like you're in a small area, geographic area with fucking tens of millions of people in it.
Yeah.
And it's not like. Kind of the hard thing to wrap your mind around is like, you know, if you take a big city most anywhere, at least here in the United States, right? Let's take, I don't know, Dallas, right? Dallas would be the perfect example for this.
Right.
But you can leave Dallas and go any direction, you know. If you want to go to Fort Worth or head west towards Wichita Falls, you know, get on I-20 or whatever it is, and you fucking just start driving.
Open.
You'll get out to nothing quite quickly, and you'll be driving that way. If you want to go east towards Arkansas, you can go that way, Oklahoma, or down into Texas, further down into Texas. But like when you're in Miami or South Florida, and especially like down in the Keys, now you're not in the cities down there, but like there's really nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You know, and so like the ingress and egress really all comes from one direction. It can only come from north if you're driving. Now I understand a lot of people fly out there, but you were so far down there. You know, like when we drove from Texas, I remember going all the way over across I-10, and then you reach, I think we turned south like at Tallahassee maybe, or Lake City. I think Lake City is the turnoff right there. And I forget.
That is a long drive.
Yeah, and then whatever interstate it is that takes you down through Orlando, down that way, and then down towards Fort Lauderdale. But like that's a long drive. I mean, once you turn south and start driving down the Panhandle, you're kind of just getting started. You know, like it's another.
I remember
8 hours, 9 hours.
When we first came down, we like went to Tampa and we were gonna stay in Tampa or something for a day, for a night.
Yeah.
And then we were like, fuck that. Let's just continue straight across to Fort Lauderdale, finish this up.
Remember, like it was literally because I remember there was a place called Tarpon Springs.
Oh yes.
And I remember I was so excited. I was like, Tarpon Springs, like this place has to be amazing because it's fucking named after Tarpon. Like, I love Tarpon.
And it was beautiful when we drove through.
It was beautiful. But then, like, as soon as we got into Tampa, the drivers fucking turned to shit. Remember that? We were like, what is going on here?
Because we hadn't driven before. When we had visited Fort Lauderdale previously, we just walked everywhere or Ubered. It's funny thinking back, like we always thought the Uber drivers were crazy. It was probably like you just have to drive like that there, to adapt so you don't get hit. But I remember us always being like, man, everyone honks here. Like, why is everyone honking? Isn't everyone happy? Like, we're at the beach. Isn't everyone? And then we moved here and we were like, oh, we get it now.
Yeah.
This is why, because these motherfuckers are crazy.
Crazy.
Doing U-turns from the right lane across the left lane.
I think Florida would probably be safer if they would just like throw out all the traffic laws. Because no one follows them anyways. No, I don't mean that literally.
They have
but, like,
to
no one follows the fucking traffic laws.
They say on the highways, you know, ours in Texas, they say like, don't drink and drive, buckle up, or what do they say? What's the buckle one? It's some lock it up or ticket.
Click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket. Yeah. Yes, there you go. And in Florida, they have move over for emergency lights because no one moves over for fire trucks, ambulances. No one could give a shit less. I remember pulling over and being like one of the only few people pulling to the side. And I'm like about to get hit behind me because everyone else wants to drive. It's crazy out there.
I remember seeing one as well somewhere down around Homestead. There was a sign that said something about like, you know, usually signs are to alert the drivers, you know, you as the driver, pay attention to fucking, you know, 18-wheelers coming on the road or the bridge may ice or whatever. But down there, it was like, they were trying to get you to be aware of the crazy drivers. And I remember seeing that sign. It was the first time I've ever seen it, and only time. I wish I could remember exactly. I probably took a picture of it. But it was like, it was trying to get you to alert to the crazy drivers. And I'm like, man, that actually, at first I was like, why are they doing that? Then I was like, I know why they're doing that. Because the crazy drivers aren't paying attention to the fucking signs anyways.
Yes.
So if they can get the alert drivers to be alert for the crazy drivers, maybe we could prevent some accidents, you know?
I could remember driving up towards the university. And when you're on, what is that? Is that 90 that you're on? What is that?
95.
95. When you're on 95, oh my God.
It's crazy.
It's like a different I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's like a different level of you enter like GTA on fucking steroids when you get on 95.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going 100, you are going to get hit. You need to get over to the very right lanes because people are moving. You need to get out of the way.
Exit and get on the access road if you want to go 100.
I remember being able to get up towards the university so fast because I would haul ass the whole time because you have to or you're going to get hit. It's crazy.
Yes.
But it's like you got to be, if someone's coming up on your ass, if you don't hurry up and get in the right lane so they can continue to go, like they'll cut you off this way and it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a whole different.
But one thing we noticed too was that we were shocked at how few accidents we saw.
Think we saw one the
That-
whole time we were there.
That still blows my mind. Because here in Texas, where fucking people drive like 30 and a 55, there's wrecks all over the place.
Yeah.
But in Florida, where people are driving crazy as shit, there's not that many wrecks.
I would never see.
Now, maybe most of them are hit and runs. People are just like, damn, all right, I'm out of here.
I literally was thinking that in my head, was like, well, probably because of that reason. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I miss
Gosh.
Florida. It's so beautiful down there.
I miss Florida
If
a
you're
lot.
in Florida, especially South Florida, please send us a picture or something.
Yeah. Off your balcony of
Yeah.
the sunset. We'd love that.
Bottle up some of that Atlantic water so I could put it out here in this nasty Gulf.
God, yeah. The Curry, something on X says Kinks being humiliated as a lib cuck, serving a conservative alpha couple. I see you.
That's a lot of them.
Being a toilet/toilet paper, extreme verbal humiliation, chastity spit, use dirty clothes with a sweat smell. I love sweat smell. Good. It has to be like specific stuff. I think we've talked about this before, haven't we?
A little bit.
I love like a sweet sweat smell. I don't want like a BO sweat smell.
Oh, nasty.
I
and
want
shit.
I want like pineapple coming from your skin and stuff, you know?
I want
like
to smell
sweet.
like perfume and fucking butterflies.
There's sometimes where I sweat, where like you can smell it down your sports bra and you're like, wow, it kind of like, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's like a animalistic type, like because it's my scent, it smells good. You'd probably be like, baby, you fucking stink right now.
I have no comment. Joke.
No, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I smell good when I sweat.
Yeah, I definitely think some people are obviously into that now. No, I think I was going to backtrack a little bit, and the person said something about extreme verbal humiliation.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, well, what is extreme to you? Because what may be extreme to you may not be extreme to others, or
That's true.
what's extreme to you is like really fucking extreme, and people would be like, yeah. So it's kind of, but then you followed it up with the sweat, and it's like, I bet some people do like the BO smell.
I bet
As a
they
matter of
do.
fact, I know that
Yeah,
there's
the
people out
armpit
there.
people.
Yeah,
Or feet people.
but I wonder if like they also enjoy just like the sweet sweat smell like you're talking about, because there has to, I mean, you know, sweat.
Someone knows what I'm talking about.
The sweet sweat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet sweat.
Maybe I should try it.
You need to, yeah. You caught me in the middle of a workout the other day.
I did.
That video is up everywhere.
Yeah, 2 days ago or yesterday, whenever that was.
That was awesome. Yeah, I think the cuck kink is also another big one. People always ask like, oh, do you have cuck content? And I'm like, we really don't, because that's not how our dynamic is. But people are into that cuck stuff. If you don't know what a cuck is just someone who likes to, I guess you can be a cuck in a bunch of different ways. You could be withheld from what your significant other is indulging in, and you just have to watch, or maybe they have a role for you and that's your role as a cuckold to clean up or something like that.
I think there's a misconception that that by just a guy who's okay with his wife having sex with other men,
that makes them a cuck.
that makes them the cuck,
Yeah,
right? And
no.
like we discussed it, that's definitely not the case.
No.
You know, I think in the, you know, that would probably be referred to as a stag, right? Someone who's just kind of on the.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they don't mind their wife going out and doing their thing, and they may even like to take part or watch,
Right.
Or they may not be involved at all, but they're not into the humiliating
Humiliation,
aspect
yeah.
of it. It's just that you know that they feel that like their relationship, the dynamic of it is so good that they can go out and enjoy it with other people, or the wife can, or you know,
Right.
girlfriend or whoever it is, but definitely doesn't mean you're a cuck.
Yeah.
You know, and then so like cucks are into like the humiliating aspect of it, you know, as far as like almost, to me, I would put it as like a cuck feels that maybe they're not up to the standards, if you will, is
Qualified as qualified.
alpha men, right? So no, I'm not saying I believe any of that, but this is just, we're talking about sexual fantasies here, which is what we do. And,
Yeah.
and everybody, the thing is like, as we've learned, right, there are no boxes to put people in, right? There's no like, oh, you're a cuck, so you fit in this box, and you're a fucking hot wife, so you fit in this box, and you're straight, so you fit in this box, right? Like all these fucking boxes, they just need to be thrown away, because each and every person, just like politics, right? Like we discussed that last time. Like everybody has their own beliefs about everything.
Yeah.
And no one believes the same thing about anything.
And their beliefs may change.
So exactly, and that's the same thing with like your sexual prowess or what you're into at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be into seeing your wife get fucked right now, but 2 years from now, it may come around because of something that occurs or who knows what, and you kind of go down that road.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you're a cuck.
Is a woman called the same thing? Is she a cuck or is she like a cuckess or something?
Cuck
like
queen.
Cuck queen. Oh,
Yes,
okay. That's
yes.
the term.
That's the lingo.
Cuck queen. That's an interesting term then. Like a queen,
Yeah.
but you're a cuck.
Yeah.
So you're not a queen. You're like a princess.
Yeah, so a cuck queen is, I guess.
Right? How could
I mean, but like they have to be the unicorn of unicorns, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So they are a queen. So they're unique.
yeah. Let's make her fucking
Interesting.
president.
Yeah.
Cuck president. No, yeah. So, but there's a lot of different variations of, I mean, because like some people don't want to be involved in the sexual dynamic at all.
Right.
If it's a guy whose spouse is going out and fucking other dudes, he may not even want to be there. And just tell me about it when you get home, or send pictures or send videos or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And or some guys may want to be involved in video themselves.
Yeah.
Those
pages are always pretty popular that have like, they're not real active pages, but they're like meme pages, but it's of like a woman in a nice dress being like, oh, I'm going out, on a date. I'll talk to her husband, like those I notice are very popular pages. Just those like role play kind of like storytelling meme type things, which is very interesting.
Like on X or?
Yeah, X, Reddit. I'm sure they have subreddits, those caption subreddits where it's add the caption to it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Called Captions is one, I think.
Right.
I think that's an actual subreddit, yeah.
Those are kind of nice because then it kind of allows the imagination to run a little bit and you get to kind of make up what
like you
think.
See like that, like they post like text messages that their wife or whoever sent them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There's like a one of those apps that just creates the text message to yourself.
Texted ourselves over here.
Let's see. What else did he say? Chastity is another one. Chastity is falls under the line of cuckolding, I feel like, but I feel like it can also go for a lot of things.
Yeah, I would have to, when I think chastity, like my first thought goes back to like medieval times and shit, because that's when it was, well, maybe not at that moment, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know plenty of people will. But I think chastity was something that was designed to keep
on the women
celibate, right? So they couldn't have sex.
Little do they know it was a huge kink to everyone. They're like fucking the metal
rod. Rubbing on this thing like this. Oh, this is great. I don't need to fuck anyone.
That's exactly. Yeah. I wonder how many things were created like that and turned into just, completely perverted uses.
Or things, well, I mean, like Viagra, right? Like I believe Viagra was when they were doing the research and studies and all that for Viagra, it wasn't to be a ED pill.
Right. It
was to increase blood flow for whatever, right? And then they found out, holy shit, this wonderful side effect is it makes dudes' dicks hard forever.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. So there you go.
We'll make a lot of money like
this. We'll make a lot more money selling that than fucking regular pills over here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I mean, and not just, of course, like sex related things, but I mean, there's things that we use every day. That,
Oh, what about like our milking stand? As soon as we saw that bad boy after you made it, we were like, okay.
Yeah, we should take a picture of it and post it for people to see. Oh, it's just it's a stanchion is what you call it, a goat milking stanchion. So like, it's just it's an elevated platform, right? And the goat jumps up on there, and then it sticks its head through, and you go whack.
And you close it, and you lock it around her head so she can't get out. See?
Then you start.
That's probably the medieval people. They probably were like, oh, wait a second.
Dude, I look at some of those things on X as we have 916 people watching right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. On X, there's some like the history pages that they'll post like
the first dildo. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
There was like some wooden like it wasn't like a rod, but it was like a weird shaped bat. But apparently it was like given as a gift to like some queen or princess, and like it was allegedly used as a sexual toy. That like one of the first dildos.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I may have seen that. It was wooden, you said?
Yes, I believe it was wooden.
But and then sometimes they'll post like medieval torture devices and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, like that is fucking brutal. Just shoot me, please, or give me the chair.
Those videos do real good on X too. All those medieval hung up in the things, and they're just being like used.
The sex video?
Like dungeon type videos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, BDSM.
You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
There is a lot of those. All right, guys. Well, thank you for chit-chatting with us live, especially on X and OnlyFans. We appreciate you guys being live.
Yes. Thank you so much. You're looking at me like I'm doing something over here, Panty Nectar. I wonder if I'm supposed to say something.
No. I was just nothing. Yeah, we see right here, 9:56. Thanks, you guys, for being on X with us live and OnlyFans with us live. Thank you guys so freaking much. Appreciate you guys being live with us and just watching the podcast. I got so many messages after the one that we posted, day before yesterday, and the feedback was amazing. And I'm so glad that you guys are listening to the podcast, and it's helping so many people. I've had husbands and wives and everyone message about how amazing the podcast is. So thank you guys so much, and we will talk to you next time.
See ya. Sweet sweat.
Yeah.
That booty.